Alright guys, so today I am making sushi. If I can get it out of the bag without making a mess. So I'm just kind of following what the bag says for how much sushi rice to make. Granted, this is way more than enough, which of course I'd recommend doing the first time that you make anything is always make enough for extra so that you can screw up. So right now what I'm doing is just washing my rice. I know that most people will recommend it. I'm definitely one of those people. As you can see in this, the water's already turning cloudy. So making sure that one, you wash your rice, and then secondly, right before cooking it, you want to go ahead and make sure that you soak your rice as well. This will allow some of the water to soak in. It'll allow it to be a more gentle cooking process, giving you slightly more tender rice, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, that's really what you're going for here, is as tender of rice as you can, because this is sushi. And sushi requires the best. While I'm doing this, I do also want to bring up the fact that I am using specific rice for sushi. There are two main types of rice. You've got, I believe it's Japonica and I want to say sativa, but I know every time I pick one I'm wrong, so I will put that information down in the comments or the description. This is all pretty new to me, but the differences between the two are pretty simple. The biggest difference you're going to notice between Japonica and sativa is that Japonica has more of a specific part of the starch that you find in rice, which gives you stickier rice. So this is generally going to be your short grain rices. Granted, that's not a hard and fast rule there, but for the most part you're going to find that short grain rices are going to be stickier, and then your sativa is going to be your long grain rice, and this is going to be stuff like jasmine rice, which comes from Thailand actually. I don't know if that's an interesting fact to you guys, but it is interesting to me. Alright, so this is mostly clean. I'm going to go ahead and strain this off. There we go. Let some of that water sink out. And put it back in the bowl. And now I need, I believe, 2 cups of water, which I'm going to go a little on the light side for that because I've been soaking this in water basically this whole time. But I won't go too far off, just below the top line, I suppose. Make sure all your rice is in there. And you know what I'm going to do just to make mine just a little better? I'm going to take some of this kombu, which I don't know if any of you know what kombu is or what it does, but it is seaweed. You get these little pieces of seaweed that have been dried out. They're from, this package is from Korea, South Korea, and what you're going to find on it is this this white powdery substance that you do not want to wash off, because that's the umami. So that's the reason you put kombu and stuff. It's what they use for stuff called dashi, in Japan. Dashi being a, let's call it a Japanese cooking stock. So with that being said, I've probably got another 12, 13 minutes. And once that's done, I'm going to take what I've got here and I'm going to put it in on the stove, bring it up to heat, boil it, and take it off the temperature, cover it, and we'll finish up the rice and get onto the rice vinegar and make ourselves some sushi rice. I'll see you in a few. Alright, so while the rice is soaking, while we're waiting for that to get ready, I am going to make the rice vinegar, or the sushi vinegar. And what that's going to take is going to be a 1/3 cup of rice vinegar, about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar. But it's neither here nor there. So now I'll probably whisk this again before I use it, just because this isn't gonna be enough to dissolve all this stuff in it. Alright, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and come back to you guys later. I'm back. Alright, so now that I've given the rice some time to soak, I'm going to pour that all into this here pot. Let's make sure that kombu's near the top, because I am going to want to pull that out before it starts boiling. And that is because when you let kombu sit in a boiling pot of water, you lose the flavor you're looking for, and in its place, you get a pretty bitter taste. So keeping it closer to the top so I can grab it when I need to is how I win, how I do this. Let's see. Instead of fluffing and serving, we will add our rice vinegar and cool it down so that we can start using it for sushi. Alright, so while we're waiting for the rice to finish cooking, I'm going to take this opportunity to prep some of the ingredients for the sushi. So what I've got here are some imitation crab meat, an American cucumber, and an avocado. So let's go ahead and get some of this stuff ready. Put that off to the side for right now. And boom. And the reveal. Look at that. Beautiful. And boom. That worked perfect. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go ahead and cut that like that. And set that other half off to the side. That's horrible. Oh, it's horrible. But the beautiful thing about it is that I'm the one who has to eat it. So I'm going to take this cucumber and I'm going to dice it up into little tiny pieces. And then instead of course, doing it where it's long like this, I'm going to mix it in with my imitation crab meat. Golly day. Work with me here. This just ain't going my way today, is it? You know what? I don't need this to be perfect at all. That'll teach the cucumber not to work with me. Try to be nice. But it did not want to cooperate. All I've done so far is I've taken the rice out of the pot, spread it out on a sheet pan with a piece of parchment paper underneath of it so that it doesn't stick to the tray. And now I'm going only a couple of tablespoons. I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of that seasoned rice vinegar, which is what it's the sugar, salt, and rice vinegar. And what I'm doing here is I am stirring with the intention of not crushing the rice. Of course, if I had better cameras or could get you guys a little closer here, you would see that see the rice while I'm doing this. But what you're seeing is just kind of slicing through the rice, not really pushing it down or anything, just going through. What I was a little bit shocked about when I originally did this, granted I don't know why I was shocked because I put all the stuff in it, but sushi rice is sweeter. It's got rice vinegar, which is one of the sweetest vinegars there is. It's more of a tangy than it is a bitter or sour. And then all that extra sugar thrown into it. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was definitely a lot sweeter than I thought it'd be. And it's still sweet, but it's a little toned down. I think for my taste personally, I would probably go very light on this sauce, or the vinegar. So, whereas I just put 4 in there, 4 tablespoons that is. Moving forward, I'll probably go down to maybe 2, see how that tastes. Because this is lightly sweet, but it's just one of those things, it's a personal preference. So I need to put out, yep, imitation crab meat with some cucumber mixed in. That's good. And go ahead and throw a little bit more of that cucumber in. It's going to be one massive roll. For a first attempt, I'd say that's pretty damn good. Oh, that one was pretty good. This one's not going to come out too good, but that's okay. As Bob Ross, I think, would say, it's a happy little accident. I'm pretty damn proud of that.